for. I've never experienced anybody in my entire life who supports me as much as she supports me. So I have my entire world that's owed to her. But I feel like a lot of it is your support system and a combination of having my parents supporting me and my family and friends, but also I've always liked the idea of having a backup plan. As much as I would love to 100% put all of my eggs in the modeling basket, I'm very realistic in thinking I want to pursue this for as long as I can and see what can come from it. But I do want to also get an education and try to set myself up for the best possible scenario when I do graduate and have to figure out what I want to pursue full time. So I love that I was also able to stay in the city and pursue an education and gain work experience during my summers. So doing a bit of everything has also been a part of my success.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you have this grand plan, this blueprint. It's really working for you. How was the college experience, given the fact that, you know, you were doing all this work and stuff? Were you able to make friends and develop a community at school, or did it really not? It really wasn't kind of like that. It was more like commuting back and forth.
Oh my gosh, not at all. That's one of the biggest things that I feel like I look back on and I feel like I really missed out on. I did not live at school for any of my years. The only way I was able to make friends was how much I was able to meet people during my classes. I never once I didn't have any time really to join any clubs or anything like that. So I look back on it and realize that as much as a wonderful opportunity it was to stay in the city, it really did have sacrifices that came with it. But I wouldn't change that for the world. And there's other ways I feel like in this great city to make friends. So it's all just about balance and picking and choosing what I want to prioritize my time with. But I'm happy with how it all turned out.
Yeah, your sense of gratitude is amazing. So I hope that continues. Yeah, I hope that continues to grow, because that is so important, I think. Okay, so let's talk about. I mean, you can't have. I'm just going to go back for a second. You can't have it all, and you realize that, and you prioritize on the things that are the most important to you right now. And I'm sure you made friends in those avenues. You know, I'm sure you made friends and had a community there, like you have an agency, like you said, and friends that probably model with you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What's your work experience been like? So aside from modeling, which is work, I don't always think of that as work because it's so cool. It's like, that's not really a job, but it really is. But the other work that you said, you worked in fashion, so you wanted to get like some experience there as well.
Yeah, all through my 4 years, I've gone back and forth with different careers that I want to pursue full time. Modeling has always been something that I just wanted to try out during my 4 years and do as much of it as I can before taking on a more traditional career. So I dabbled into a bunch of different industries. I was in the art world for a bit, then I was passionate about event planning, then went into the beauty industry and the fashion industry. So I really was interested in a bunch of different things. And I feel like the only way to figure out what you want to do is to actually experience it. So I interned a lot during college, which is one of the perks of staying in the city, and narrowed down what I was most interested in. And am trying to figure that out now for one more semester before graduating.
And are you leaning towards one or the other?
I recently narrowed it down to, I would say, 90% pursuing marketing within the beauty industry. And I'm really excited about that.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, it's it's a robust industry and there's so much going on. It's changing so much. Yeah, that's really cool. Interesting. Where was your experience in beauty? What company did you work for?
I worked for Peter Thomas Roth, their skincare
company. Love his stuff. Oh my gosh.
And I have to say, I ended up landing that internship at the craziest way. Because I modeled for my 4 years of college, I was never able to lock down a consistent internship because a lot of these places want a student who can come for 3 to 5 full days a week. So I remember panicking during my sophomore year, thinking I really want to also pursue a more corporate job. How do I do this? So I ended up making a list of my 25 favorite companies of products I actually use, whether that was companies in the fashion industry or the beauty industry. And I ended up cold calling or emailing customer service of all of those companies, explaining who I am, why I love their company, why it would be a good fit. And somehow they were one of the companies that got back to me. They ended up going into interview, and somehow the head of international sales was interested in me. And the next week I ended up joining their team, which was crazy.
What a great story. That sounds like a workshop. I need to have you come and talk about that. Well, we have a lot of more things to talk about after this podcast, but I mean, you could teach people how to do that. That's an amazing story of how you got that job. Good for you. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you go to work there, I would like some free samples. So just remember, don't forget about me, okay?
Oh my gosh, I do have some things to give you.
I love it. I love this stuff. Okay. What would you say your finest moment is through all of this experience?
I would say that there's 2 parts to the answer to that. The first would definitely be New York Fashion Week. I think that I faced so much rejection throughout my 4 years. It's been insane what I've had to go through and what some people have told me I need to change about myself and do better at and lose weight. And it's constant rejection and constantly being knocked down by others. So to be given an opportunity to participate in something that's so large like that was something I'll forever be grateful for. So it was very rewarding to be a part of that and kind of make your career a little bit more legitimate. But the second part of that would be to also take my school so seriously. I've done very well in school and my grades are better than I could have ever asked for. So I'm really lucky to also be able to have a school that was willing to work with me with my schedule and balance both work and school. So I would say my finest moments are both New York Fashion Week and modeling, but also maintain the balance of both work and school and being a regular teenager.
That is fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it's really good to hear that you made the most out of the school experience. That's it's like living in the moment. You got to do the best where you are. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that. We have to wrap up, so I just have one more question, and that is, if you could give your younger self advice, what would it be?
I would definitely tell my younger self that you're going to face a lot of no's in your life, but it's what you do with those no's and how you handle them that will truly define you. You are what you're willing to struggle for. So I would tell myself to be thoughtful in what I give my time and energy to.
Wow. That's a perfect answer. No, there's never a perfect answer, but that's really great.
Thank you.
That is a really great answer.
Thank you.
I think I could actually use that advice as well. So thanks for that. I appreciate the share. All right. Now, I'm sure people are going to want to reach out to you. So what's the best way for people to do that?
Probably my Instagram. It's just @ModelMickey.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, my email's there. I always respond to direct messages, so that would be the best way.
Okay, fantastic. I just want to thank you again for taking the time out of your crazy busy schedule, you crazy New Yorker, to be on our show.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. I love what you're doing, and I fully support it. So it was an honor to be on this podcast.
Oh my gosh, it's an honor to meet someone like you and learn and see what you're doing in the world, because it's going to be phenomenal. We'll be reading about you in Forbes or something. And
I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm sure. Or you'll be on the cover. One or the other. All right. Well, I wish you all the luck, and let's definitely stay in touch, because I want to do some more collaboration with you. Okay? For real.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mickey. Merry Christmas to you.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, listeners, we're wrapping it up with model Mickey. Isn't she amazing? It's just, I love doing this work because I really get to meet and speak to and hear the stories of these young women that are just our future. And there's nothing that inspires me more. So I am so grateful to be doing this. Thank you for tuning in. Next week, we have a really cool chick. Her name is Dale Troy. She's actually working with college women as well on helping them manage stress and anxiety. So she's a colleague, and I really am looking forward to sharing her story with all of you too. Take care. Thanks for joining us. Get out there, slay those dragons.